Hi there, it's Jenny from Quick Anime Recap. And today we're recapping the part 2 of the anime. Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. So sit tight and enjoy the video. The anime continues with Senpai walking to college, and he is approached by Uzaki who wants to come over his apartment and play some more Meowcraft. Later, Senpai has a dream where he tries to rescue a stray cat from a plank extended out from a towering height building. The cat jumps over him causing Senpai to fall to his doom, and he wakes up immediately. Uzaki witnesses this and teases him on the matter. Ironically, the topic for the class is dream interpretation, and examples are given relating to falling in your dreams from great heights. After the class, the two talk about it and the professor overhears it, and thinks the class she just taught was rather juvenile. As they continue walking down several flights of stairs, Uzaki missteps and nearly falls down the stairs. She's caught by Senpai, who then notes that people who fall downstairs can develop climacophobia, which is a fear for descending stairs. Senpai then does a monologue about the phobia that scares Uzaki. Meanwhile, Senpai's best friend, Itsuhito Sakaki, uses Senpai as an excuse to get away out of a group date with a couple of girls. Outside by a couple of vending machines, Itsuhito inquires how Senpai was doing while he was gone. Reluctant to answer as his days were predominantly spent with Uzaki. He then gives Itsuhito a blunt response, which disconcerts Itsuhito. Out of the blue, Uzaki approaches the two, and is astounded by the fact that Senpai has a friend. This sudden revelation elates her, and Itsuhito realizes that Uzaki is someone that Senpai has been hanging with from time to time, which Itsuhito then formally introduces himself. After Uzaki promises to continue hanging with Senpai, the bell rings and she heads to her next class. Much to Senpai's chagrin, Itsuhito praises Senpai for finally finding love, and vows to help him get closer to her. The following day, Itsuhito approaches Senpai and Uzaki while they're playing game. Itsuhito then asks them how far have they gone, insinuating that they're deep in their relationship. Annoyed by the question, they abscond from Itsuhito. Reflecting on the conversation he had with the two, Amy approaches Itsuhito and talks with him. She warns him to stop with his Cupid shenanigans, although he claims he is just trying to connect the two. So, he tries to propose an alliance with Amy, which is instantly rejected. Meanwhile, just outside of the cafeteria, Senpai is chastised by a didactic Uzaki over some chocolate candy. The scene draws attention from the surrounding people, and they give her a round of applause when she's finished. To Senpai's confession, he's never liked mint-flavored things, due to a bad childhood experience. Furthermore, he's never had a chocolate before, which triggers Uzaki as he's judged her favorite candy without ever trying it. To redeem himself, Senpai tries it and actually enjoys it. Back to Amy and Itsuhito, the two continue debating on whether to help Senpai and Uzaki with their relationship. Few days later, Uzaki becomes a part-time worker at the cafe, much to Senpai's dismay. And Mr. Asahi's reason for hiring her was, he figured it'd be fun to have her around. To allow Uzaki to learn the proper etiquette of working in the cafe, Senpai teaches Uzaki the ropes. This leads to Uzaki growing bored fast of it, making Senpai lose his temper. Later in the day, Uzaki asks Senpai what he's going to do over summer vacation, and he answers that he's going to be holed up playing video games in his room. Disconcerted by this revelation, Uzaki suggests they go to the beach. Just then, Itsuhito enters the scene and wants in on the action. On the day of the beach outing, Amy is mortified over Uzaki's big oppai. A flashback then reveals that, Itsuhito reassured that he'd take care of the transportation and lodging, just so he can keep a close eye on the two. To enjoy the beach experience in his own way, Senpai swims from a faraway distance. Noted by Amy that Senpai was merely trying to relish some alone time for himself. Once he reaches the shore, Senpai is criticized by Amy for wearing goggles and a swim cap. She then coaxes Senpai into trying to spend more time with Uzaki, which Senpai follows this advice, and is pushed over by Uzaki as it flustered her. Itsuhito then arrives with a fresh watermelon, and proposes that Senpai play a game of blindfold watermelon break. Due to the mixed messages given to him by Uzaki, Senpai collapses into her and falls on top of her. Later that afternoon, the group arrived at their lodge, which turns out to be Itsuhito's family's summer home. Soon the group has a cookout, and when the topic of what they should do afterward is brought up, Uzaki and Senpai's suggestion for video games is shot down by Itsuhito, who suggests they venture out to the back hills at night. This was for an act to get Uzaki and Senpai closer to one another, adding the fear factor approach. The plan in a sense works, when Uzaki steals Senpai's phone from him, causing him to chase after her. However, Senpai becomes so terrified by this experience, that it's decided they should all head back to the lodge for that night. Back at the lodge, the only one awake is Uzaki, whom was playing video games. But when she approaches the tuckered-out Senpai, she's grabbed by him and he cuddles her. The following morning, as Uzaki and Senpai brush their teeth, Senpai notes how well he rested that night, so Uzaki notes that he should purchase a body pillow. Peeping in on the conversation, Itsuhito and Amy note how they must have missed an important moment between the two. After they returned, Uzaki receives a call from Senpai where he tells her that he needs to see her. When they meet up, she finds out he only wanted her to come with him to a cat cafe, much to her annoyance. Inside the cafe, Senpai finally able to pet a cat, making him super happy, which Uzaki comments on his creepy demeanor. She then informs Senpai that her 20th birthday is coming soon, but Senpai is too focused on the cats and didn't hear what she was saying. Enraged, Uzaki tickles Senpai's foot as punishment, while the worker tells them to keep their playtime at home. After they finished, Uzaki reminds Senpai again that her birthday is coming up, and looking forward to meet him at her party. At work, he wonders what he should get for her birthday. Elated by this predicament, Amy and Mr. Asahi begins to imagine all sort of scenarios when Senpai gives her the birthday present. They then suggest Senpai to just follow his guts, and buy the first thing that came to his mind. Following their advice, Senpai went out shopping for the present. While he is looking for the present, Senpai receives a call from Uzaki telling him she needs him by his side. As it turns out, Uzaki is just inviting Senpai to a pub, because she wants to try some alcohol as it is her 20th birthday. Inside, Senpai teaches her the best ways to enjoy alcohol, which Uzaki immediately get hooked on it, and couldn't stop ordering drink after drink, despite Senpai tells her to take it easy, as it is her first time drinking. Expectedly, Uzaki gets super drunk, and she starts getting touchy around Senpai in her drunken state. Unfortunately, the public transport is closed, forcing Senpai to bring her back to his place. At his apartment, Uzaki continues to annoy him, so he ignores her by pretending to be asleep. It is then, she tries to went in for a kiss, but Senpai wakes up before she could do it. Flustered by this, Senpai orders her to stop her shenanigans, and they went to sleep. The following morning, Uzaki has a hangover while Senpai cleans up the mess she left behind. Now resting on his futon, Uzaki thanks him for celebrating her birthday with her and proceeds to vomit on his futon, forcing him to throw it out. The next day, Uzaki apologizes to Senpai and even offers to pay for ruining his futon while she was drunk, which causes an embarrassing misunderstanding among the onlookers. Later at the cafe, Senpai reluctantly told them what happened last night. He mentions that Uzaki is still feeling down about the incident last night. Using this opportunity, Amy gives him a voucher to a fireworks festival, suggesting he should invite her. But when Senpai rejects it, Amy gets super angry, demanding Senpai to patch things up with her by keep complimenting her until she feels better. At the festival, Senpai notices Uzaki is still affected by the incident, so he tries various games and foods at the festival to cheer her up. But it didn't manage to lift her spirits. Remembering Amy's advices, he starts by complimenting her yukata, and it seems to work immediately. However, Senpai got carried away and starts calling her cute multiple times. Now flustered, Uzaki accidentally knocks out Senpai with her pouch, causing Senpai to reminisce about the past when they were in high school. He remembers after he teaches Uzaki to swim, they went to the same festival and watched the fireworks show together. Upon awakening, he reminisces to her about all they have done together since entering college, which he thanks her for spending time with him, and hopes she will continue accompany him. They then end the day by watching the fireworks show together. Thanks for watching the video. Still want to watch more anime recap? Click the videos on the screen to watch more. And don't forget to subscribe to catch the latest upload. Bye!